Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Kripp's Silence Priest. Silence Priest has gotten a lot of new tools lately. The last time they got new tools, not many people were very happy about that. But I think Silence Priest is maybe a bit more legit this time, especially whilst the metagame is quite small in terms of the amount of sets that are available. Sometimes gimmicky decks like Silence Priest and other types of decks like that are actually a bit more powerful than what they usually would be. In case you haven't seen Silence Priest before, the archetype usually focuses on playing very large but very large minions with downsides is the best way to put it. Cards like Ancient Watcher here, new cards like Arcane Watcher, can't attack unless you have spell damage, Hench Clan Shadequill, a 4-mana 4/7, but has a pretty bad downside as far as the death rattle goes. Yeah, so we've got guys like that, and we're going to try and silence them. We can use either the actual spell Silence, but the best new tool that the deck has gotten is Dalaran Librarian. 2-mana 2/3, great stats. On Battlecry, silence adjacent minions. So we can set up our Watchers, our Shadequills, and then we can Librarian them to get rid of the downside. The other new tool we've got is Unsleeping Soul. Silence a friendly minion and then summon a copy of it. So particularly with the Shadequill, we can have 2 4/7s that don't have a downside, which is pretty good. From the look of the deck, it seems like we're going to be trying to rumble with those minions to stop our opponent from killing us. We've got Orchonite Circle of Healing here as well for a bit of early board clears, a single Shadow Word Death, and I think Forbidden Words is really important here, as it's kind of a catch-all in the early game that's going to let us remove most things before we transition into our later game with our huge defensive minions like Witchwood Grizzly, Moshog Enforcer, Batterhead, and we've also got Mass Hysteria as a board clear there. So I think we're just trying to go a bit larger than our opponent in the late game. We've got Lady in White here as well to cast Inner Fire on all of our minions, which is quite good. Obviously doesn't quite synergize with the silence effects. I think that's kind of one of the downsides of this deck, is it's got two very disparate elements in here. Kind of like in one of yesterday's videos, we came up against this deck, and it was a Silence Priest, but also tried to Divine Spirit Inner Fire combo people out, and that obviously you can't really go for that and also silence your minions, so it does require a bit of working around, but I still think it's fantastic. And Lady in White Batterhead sounds like a really tasty combo. In case you haven't seen Batterhead, it's an 8-mana 3/12, so it becomes 12/12 with Lady in White. Has Rush, and after it kills a minion, can attack again, so we can just mow through our opponent's board like a big board clear here. The other thing that I like about the deck, the last thing that I will say, it does have Katrina Muerte. I was a bit kind of so-so on this card, but after playing it yesterday in Resurrect Priest, this card is absolutely phenomenal. And I think even with, you know, the 2 Northshire Clerics and the 2 Librarians, I think we're very likely to hit some fantastic cards, particularly Witchwood Grizzly and Moshog Enforcer are spot on. I think they're really good. Only other thing that I will say is yeah, the removal is a bit light, so that'll be something we'll be keeping an eye on. And there are other options like Amani Warbear as a kind of high toughness minion, defensive, so it can kind of lock the board down, but also has an immediate impact on board, which outside of Batterhead and the scant removal spells, we don't have too many things that have an immediate impact on board, which is something that we might want. Yeah, we've already got Ziliax in here, right? Anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into some games, even if we don't win some. The main thing is that we are learning, and that we're seeing how good Silence Priest can be, at least in this early stages of the Rise of Shadows meta. So, let's go. Alright, here we are with the Silence Priest. We've got the Northshire Cleric and an Orchonite, which seems like a pretty good, pretty reasonable keeper here. Might just quickly do a cheeky look up on HS Replays. See if we've got some good data. Silence Priest, here we go. Nope. Yep, that looks like the deck right here. Only 46% win rate on this one. But obviously that can be a bit warped by people picking up the deck, not exactly knowing what to do. Looks like we'll send back the Auctioneer. It says that the highest win rate cards are Arcane Watcher, Ziliax, Shadequill, Circle of Healing, Unsleeping Soul, Northshire Cleric, Divine Hymn. So even yeah, there is a Divine Hymn in this deck. So he did hit a couple of the good ones. Up against a Rogue. We might coin out this Shadequill so that we can Unsleeping Soul it.
Right away.
Will be difficult if our opponent does have a Hench Clan. Just the Blinky. Now, here's a bit of a risk going for this in case our opponent does have like a sap, but we can just replay it the turn after. And if our opponent wants to keep going for that kind of tempo play, then we do have this Mass Hysteria as a way to punish our opponent maybe for overextending. Do need to remember to Unsleeping Soul before we attack.
Think.
Oh, fan. I'm a fan of knives. Alright, let's get some value. So was that good, I guess is the question. We paid 4 mana to get a 4/6, which I guess is a fairly good rate. But it did require us to already have a 4/6 in play. One thing we didn't talk about during the intro was the kind of weird interaction between Witchwood Grizzly and Silence, in case you haven't seen that before. Witchwood Grizzly... Oh, shit. Oh, they get 2 as well. Yeah, nice. Spectral Cutlass going off. If you silence a Witchwood Grizzly, it's going to lose Taunt, but it is going to keep... it's going to also lose that debuff, so it's going to go to 12 health. Yeah, let's try and attack. Nice. So the question is, do we just go Witchwood Grizzly, Circle of Healing? Huh. Part of me wants to go Divine Hymn, Forbidden Words. Or we can just go Auctioneer Heal there, but I think we want to make this Witchwood Grizzly just as frustrating for our opponent to deal with as possible, so... I think part of that as well is once they deal with this Witchwood Grizzly, if we drop one that maybe has a even more toughness, might get pretty frustrating for the opponent. Okay. Ugh. Mmm. Not sure how we navigate around this one, to be honest. I guess we just have to hope that our opponent doesn't have
What do the cards say?
More action for this Spectral Cutlass. They have so many cards in their hand. Play more cards. Oh. Ugh, yuck. Yeah. This is not looking good for us.
How much is this worth to you? Embrace the void.
Maybe our only chance is some kind of like 6 sequence of cards where we draw like Lady in White into some Moshog Enforcers. Oof. At some point our opponent could just choose to go face.
This might hurt. Smash!
Maybe the Spectral Cutlass Rogue is better than the regular Tempo Rogue. Maybe.
Is someone injured?
I mean, it's definitely got more upside. Definitely got more upside.
Drink up me heart.
Unity. Precision.
Sucks I'm not going to draw off this North Shire. Guess we just gotta try and hope that our opponent just runs out of non-rogue cards. Yeah, Henchclan Burglar. Knows exactly what spells to get.
Yes, yes. Well,
No dice on this one, unfortunately. Very cool. I think might be worth trying to look into. Might be worth trying to get a Harrison in here. At least right now, I think that would be a smart choice given the amount of Bomb Warrior and Tempo Rogue decks that are around. Let's actually take a quick Ganderoni. This might be a bit of a snap reaction. What could we cut for something like that? Let's get some more games under our belt before we make a decision like that. But I have a sneaking suspicion that some form of weapon removal might be okay, especially a Harrison.
Rastakan!
Okay, where's the shaman here? Speaking of weapons, have been seeing quite a lot of Lickum around. This looks like a bit of an awkward hand. Very awkward hand. It is possible that 2 Moshog Enforcer and 2
Welcome.
Batterhead.
You may bow before me.
Welcome. Care to hear your heart tune?
Possible that 2 Batter 2 or Moshog Enforcers is too much as far as 8 drops goes. We've got the Katrina in there as well. I think a lot of decks we're really just trying to survive the early game and then get them with a couple of powerful boys. So maybe we don't need that many. Ooh. Trade. Alright.
Embrace the world.
This is a bit of a non-bow if we need to deploy this Ziliax, but hopefully we don't. Ooh, a Hex. Nice. Get this Grizzly out there. So probably some kind of Control Shaman. I think we've been seeing a lot of the Control Shaman decks pack a couple of Acidic Swamp Oozers. This deck does have quite a lot of late game. There are fatigue versions as well, like the one that we played yesterday.
Tiny flies.
Oh, interesting. So they get their Hex back. Very interesting.
Unity. Precision. Primitive.
There was maybe an opportunity there to, you know, heal this Witchwood Grizzly. But we might be able to bait like a Hagatha's Scheme out or something. Toad!
Is someone injured?
Do we want to use Forbidden Words?
What must I do?
I think...
Primitive.
Let's try and pare this board down. Lightning Bolt.
The touch of the
Wanna blow something up?
So they do have another Hex floating around.
Embrace the void.
See what they want to do about this Orchidai.
For my glory.
Want to Hex it? Great. Drop this Moshog next turn, and hopefully that keeps us healthy. I think we'll drop the North Shire as well. Ooh. No, I think we will murder everything. Let's do that. We'll leave the Northshire at home. Though if we did play Northshire, it would let us play the Moshog and heal. Just kind of... I don't know. Don't want to risk it. Feels like we might need a couple of card draws to win this one. Especially if we draw our Lady in White. Oh. Hopefully they didn't get the transform. Just mass hysteria here, make these two trade. Once again, we'll hold on to this Northshire Cleric, especially if our opponent has another walking fountain. We just kind of lose this for free.
My jaws that bite. My
So,
claws that jab.
Cragwa? Two Sludge Slurpers, a Cragwa for nothing.
And taste the mana.
So, glad that that Shutterwalk wasn't too offensive. But, opponent could still have Swamp Queen Hagatha. And a lot more value than what we do. I just think we are really struggling to push some damage through. And maybe this deck is a lot lower curve than what I think. Both two Sludge Boys, two Lightning Bolts.
Play by the rules.
Okay. All the hexes. So Katrina Muerte Death Rattle Pool is looking pretty weak.
From Wicker Bow.
Yep. Okay. Maybe it's possible we could play more of like a Wild Pyromancer package instead of the Lady in White package. Maybe that'll make the deck a bit more consistent. Have a bit of a better game against it's more minion focused decks. Give us some more explosive potential with Northshire Circle of Healing.
Bubble, bubble. This story deserves a new ending.
I will not be lashed.
That Circle of Healing.
Is someone injured? What was lost can be found again.
I guess Lady in White's probably our best shot of winning. Get it down as early as possible. Lightning Storm and Zap. Interesting that our opponent did not go for the The totem there, they didn't need to because they rolled 3s all round.
I just want some peace and quiet!
You did get a good Master's area there. Kind of got. I think we got a bit lucky that the totems attacked first. I think we're going to try and let this Katrina take over the game a bit. I just don't want to play her, have a, like, summon a frog and then lose to just like a trade and a like a lightning storm or something like that. Like a walking fountain. Yeah, Agatha. Not too bad actually. Empty board. It's probably the perfect opportunity to go for Katrina. Not the worst. Glad we held on to our librarian. See if our opponent has another hex. They've probably got Hagatha's scheme for 1 billion here. 8. Oh, hopefully that's the last of the boom booms. Opponent could still have the Archivist, the one that we were against before. They could still have those in the deck. Just yeah, they could just have one in the deck. So that could be the last large thing. Can't think of anything else. Unless someone wants to play like Earth Elemental or something.
Double time and double pay. Double time and double pay.
Looking rough, folks. Oh, alright.
Play by the rules.
Let's hope. Did our opponent hit another hex off of that Hagatha?
A path dimly lit.
Frog. Interesting. Are they doing that to draw another hex? Surely they play both. They play like 4 hexes this game. 3 or 4. One they got off Cragwar. Did they just realize that? I guess they're not playing Earthshock if they're playing the Zaps. Oh. Venom Duster's got Rush. If you want a battle.
Fold!
Still taking 11 here. Ooh. Maybe bat ahead? I don't know. No.
Yes, yes.
I think the big issue there, and it may just be a case of this kind of deck against control decks, is that we can't really get under our opponent. You know, we're playing a lot more things in that kind of those mid-game turns. And also, we're never really deploying more than one threat at a time, which is the exact situation that the control deck wants to be in. They want to answer one threat at a time, use their, you know, very effective removal pieces one at a time, and then eke out little advantages, like leaving a walking fountain up, trading the frog tokens for things, and just kind of incrementing their value and things like that. So I think it's a terrible matchup, but GG's. Alright, we are here with Kripp's Silence Priest. After playing the games, I think there were certain aspects of the deck that I was really impressed by. I really liked the kind of earlier game aspect of things, the Arcane Watchers, the Shade Quills, the Unsleeping Souls. I really like that aspect of the deck. Things that I didn't like was the late game here, this massive amount of 8-drops in here that kind of require assistance. You know, they really would like to have had you draw your Lady in White in order to be most effective. They don't exactly synergize with a lot of your like silencing effects. You just kind of get another large body that you can battle on board with, I guess. Also, a lot of these minions just don't trade very well because of the low attack. They do survive quite a lot, but it feels like if this is the big thing that we're doing, the big things that our opponents do usually kind of survive through what we're doing. Also, awkward situations of like Dalaran Librarian just not being good with like a Moshog Enforcer when we really need the taunt and things like that. Just leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. I think I like the idea of Katrina Muerte in here, especially with Witchwood Grizzly. I really like that aspect of things. But I think we could possibly cut these like Batterheads, Moshog Enforcers, and probably cut Lady in White as well, and maybe just try doing something a bit more early game. Maybe some Wild Pyromancery stuff where we can draw a whole bunch. Maybe, you know, do some topsy-turvy shenanigans and try and get a bit of extra damage in that way. And I'd love to see maybe some Madame Lazul or something like that in here. Regardless, big shout-outs to Kripp for the deck. If you are watching on YouTube, of course, all links in the description. Check out that Hearthstone deck article. Give it a +1. Leave a lovely, thoughtful comment, like I know you will. My details are down there as well, including the best place to catch me, which is live on Twitch at Tommy_Wave. But until next time, please stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and shh. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.